Today's court appearance will have Mary's lawyer, Lawyer Campbell, representing Mary to defend her case about the deceased Patrick. Here is Mary.
Mary Maloney was a loving, caring spouse for Patrick. I'm going to be defending her case today because I believe her body was taking her life away, but truly inside, that wasn't her mind thinking.
I would like to welcome to the stands Mary Maloney so she can tell us her part about the story.
I swear by Almighty God that the evidence that I shall give is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. Hello, my name is Mary Maloney. I am 21 years old, and I am not responsible for my husband's death. May 19th of this year, I was sitting in my chair by the window, waiting for Patrick, as I always did. He came into the house in an odd mood, and I could tell something was seriously wrong. He sat me down and told me the terrible news that he was leaving me and our unborn baby. I was shocked, furious, and angry. But I never thought about harming him or killing him. I loved him dearly, and I always put him before myself. And this wasn't going to change now that he didn't love me anymore. He would always have a spot in my heart. I went upstairs and laid down, trying to collect my thoughts, and I dozed off. When I woke up, I was standing over Patrick's body with a leg of lamb in my hand. I had committed this heinous crime, and I had killed my loving husband. I had no memory of doing this, which made it harder to bear. Nausea swept over me, and I couldn't think straight. I was scared, and I didn't know what to do. My first motherly instinct was to protect the baby. And to do that, I had to do the unimaginable. I had to cover my tracks and not admit to killing my husband. My instincts took over, and I staged the crime scene. I was just thinking for my baby, and I knew I couldn't let her go to foster care. I had to save her. I heard stories about what they did, and I didn't want her to turn into somebody evil. I just couldn't bear it. I had to save her. I ran to the store to create an alibi, and I still remember grabbing the red leather clutch that Patrick had given me on our first anniversary. It was heartbreaking. I came home feeling sick. I couldn't bear to look at Patrick's body. I ran to the phone and I called the cops, crying. I just wanted them to come. I just wanted him to get taken away. I couldn't look at him any longer. I knew I had killed him. I knew I had. I just couldn't admit to it. I couldn't let my baby get taken away from me.
It was only 3 days after the incident that the evidence came back that she was in fact the murderer. She had no recollection of harming him and no memory of even going to look for the murder. She was just trying to do the right thing to protect her and the baby. Who wouldn't do that? Take who you love and protect them from the life of an individual that's going to harm you. It was only a quick reaction. Mary definitely didn't want to kill him in the first place and wasn't in the right mind. You know all about the different parts of being pregnant. The thing is, even though you wish you had chosen different actions in the first place, this is what happened and help can be on the way.
Today we have a very experienced scientist who loves to talk about a whole whack of different things.
Good afternoon, my name is Dr. Willens, head researcher from Harvard University. The focus of my research is prenatal hormone fluctuations with pregnant women. Recently, I have been studying psychology of foster children. I've been studying the effects of parenting early on in one child's life versus parenting in foster situations. Mary Maloney, a pregnant woman with fluctuating hormones, committed a horrible crime that no one wants to be pregnant. Anyone committing such a crime would remember that decision for the rest of their life. The fact that Mary Maloney doesn't remember the moments before, during, and shortly after she murdered her husband proves that it wasn't her mind or her heart acting, it was her hormones. Human chorionic gonadotropin, HCG, is a key hormone in pregnancy produced by what's ultimately becoming the placenta. It guides the female body to prepare and protect the fetus that is growing. When the HCGs are released into Mary Maloney's body, her body went into a moment of temporary insanity. I'm not saying that Mary Maloney is insane, but it is common for pregnant women to have moments of insanity due to hormone fluctuation. You can see in this chart here the numbers at 40 weeks and up for HCG When Mary Maloney heard the terrible news of her husband leaving her, she wasn't thinking for herself. She was thinking for me.
Mary could not bear losing her child to the foster world.
Statistics show that 2/3 of children placed in foster care will become runaways and are homeless in some part of their life, while 1/3 of foster kids will become criminals and or have some part of criminal activity in their life. These numbers are much higher than a child with a stable childhood, as the parents can nurture them along and show them the way. Often foster children have troubles connecting with their foster parents, therefore they get into mischief. Often, after knowing and or assuming these facts, you can see why Mary Maloney doesn't want to go to jail for this, because if she does, she will lose her child to the foster world.
Mary knew she had done something wrong, but didn't have the courage to confess it. Mary was just trying to protect the life of her and the baby, as Mary didn't know if she would ever get to meet her. You know all about the different parts of being pregnant. The thing is, even though you wish you had chosen different actions in the first place, this is what happened and help can be on the way. After knowing and assuming those facts, you can see why Mary Maloney doesn't want to go to jail for this, because if she does, she will lose her child to the foster world, which will leave her in a mental hole.